we got to talk about Dom DiSandro. I didn't know who Dom DiSandro was until this. Apparently, everyone in the NFL knows who Dom is. Let's call him Dom, head of security with the Eagles. And apparently, he's a really good dude. Everyone likes him. And he's such a good dude that he got Dre Greenlaw essentially ejected from this game and then got a bunch of high fives and daps on the way out as he was ejected too. What do you think of Dom DiSandro?
Well, first of all, I want to say just visually, he's the head of security.
Yeah.
He's about 100 pounds overweight. Now, people can be, I'm overweight. You could be overweight, but head of security, shouldn't you sort of look, the part? Shouldn't you sort of look and fit so you could actually defend somebody? He looks like, I don't know, the Michelin Man or something. So I kind of wonder about that. But let's go over what he did. No, let's first say the announcers, whoever they were, was who are those announcers, Iggy?
Greg Olsen and Kevin Burkhardt.
Olsen, Burkhardt. They were joking. That's Dom. Hey, look at Dom. Dom. He's like, that was funny. Okay. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's Dom. That's dumb, not Dom. Greenlaw gets called for a penalty because apparently he threw the guy to the ground. Okay, I got it. Now, what I understand, Dom steps forward to defend the honor of the guy he threw down. Mm-hmm. Well, Dom, that's not your place. There are officials. They get paid. They're experts. They're officials on the field who handle that. No one appointed you, buddy. You have no business on the field dealing with players. That's for officials. And you touch a player? Touch a player? Wow. Now, Greenlaw made a mistake. Again, I was around Bill Walsh a lot. You get into it with somebody, Bill always said, don't get into it. You'll hurt our team. Walk away. So here's Greenlaw. Not only gets into it, but it's not even a player. It's Dom. How do you get into it with this overweight guy who's not even fit for his job, who's trying to get you thrown out of the game? And touch him. So Greenlaw screwed up, and he deserved to get thrown out for touching the guy. But so did Dom. And when he got thrown out, he got a standing ovation like he was Hercules, like he was a hero. No, you don't touch a player. No, you don't get involved. What they should do is find that clown and bar him from the sideline. He should not be allowed to be on the sideline. And Iggy, I don't see anything funny about it. I don't think the announcer should. That's Dom. That's Dom. Keep your hands off my goddamn player. Get him out of here. That's how I feel.
Yeah. And ban him from the sideline. I think it was interesting on the conference call yesterday. Kyle Shanahan was like, real understanding. I thought he would have been mad, but he was like, look, no, I mean, I've heard about Dom. Like, everyone likes Dom, and I don't want anything to happen to Dom. I would never. It's like, I think it's really unfortunate that it resulted in our player getting ejected, but I would never want anything to happen to Dom. Can you explain that culture in the NFL?
Well, what I think is, I don't think he was being honest. I think he was probably very angry that Dom got his player thrown out, that Dom touched his player, that Dom even got involved because it's not his business to be involved. But he's a big hero in Philly, and maybe the owner, Lurie, likes him. There may have been word, Kyle, leave my guy alone. Yeah. And Kyle didn't want to get into it with an owner and did what his answer was political. It wasn't what he really felt. That's my reading of it. Maybe Kyle is really a turn the other cheek guy, but if he is, I never saw it before.
I know. It was quite interesting. And with the Niners, it's like they have a director of security. I think people have seen him, but no one knows his name. He doesn't insert himself onto he's not in player. He's not breaking up fights. That was so strange that he would think he needed to be there. What are you on the sideline for? To make sure like a fan doesn't run up and tackle Nick Sirianni, right? That's all you got to worry about.
Right. He's not in there to confront Dre Greenlaw. Dre Greenlaw had every reason to be angry at him.
Yes.
He did, every reason. And I don't think Dre Greenlaw is down in Santa Clara today thinking, oh, that's Dom, I don't want to. He's not feeling that.
Cost me money, cost me standing. And the reason Dre Greenlaw touched him is because Dom touched him first.
Absolutely. Keep your hands off a player.
Yeah.
It's outrageous what he did. And the way those announcers reacted was childish, irresponsible, outrageous. I want to say one other thing about those. I'm going now. I'm not coughing. I'm going. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about Greg Olsen. He seems to be, what is that, Fox? He seems to be favored, him and Burkhardt. And here's what I want to say about Greg Olsen. I think he's very good. I think of all the analysts that I see, he is the most perceptive. He can see what a team is trying to do to another team. He can predict what they should do next on a play, and he's often correct. He really knows the rules. I think he has the potential to be the best of all of those. SNF, MNF, TNF, MNF, whatever, MMF, but he talks too much.
Yeah.
He can't stop talking. It's either that he's nervous or he's an egomaniac, or someone said you have to talk all the time. So what happens is I find him annoying, and sometimes I miss all the good things because he has a lot of good things to say, because there's so much trivial stuff. Boy, they really want to get a first down now. Stuff like that. I think if he talked a little less, all of his really fine insights would come out more.
He's like racing. And even as he talks really fast and races, his commentary bleeds into the next play. I'm trying to think about the next play, talking about the previous play. And I think, look, it's really hard to be an announcer. We tried for a season. It's really hard. It's a skill, and there's a rhythm to it. And I think the guys who are really good can nail the rhythm and the analysis. Like Troy Aikman doesn't necessarily have a ton of analysis. Sometimes he does, but I think he does a real good job of knowing when to talk and when not to talk and how fast to talk, that kind of stuff.
I agree. And I would to emphasize what you're saying, I think the best announcers know how to use silence, know how to let the game speak for itself at times.
Yep.
And this man needs to learn the value of silence.
Yep. One of my favorite things about watching football when I was a kid was Pat Summerall.
The best.
And if people don't remember who he was the play-by-play guy through the 90s, maybe into the 2000s a little bit, but it was him and John Madden. And John Madden was kind of the goofy, energetic one. But Pat Summerall had this very grave seriousness. He spoke very slowly, like he was talking about a battle or a war, and it was very serious. And each participant on the field was a warrior, and it was great. It was something very, very calm and serious about him, as opposed to
absolutely. And his seriousness elevated the contest.
Yes,
elevated the contest.
The 49ers and the Cowboys, Gary Plummer, Ken Norton. Like that's how we talked about him. It's not. It was different. Yeah.
And I think that this Olsen, again, who I feel has a lot of ability, he should. If you ever listen to me, listen to Pat Summerall. Listen to how slowly he talked, because if you talk slowly, people listen more. That's what I've learned. If you come in, people don't want to. But if you talk slowly and softly, people will lean towards you and want to hear what you say.
True.
Yeah.
That's life wisdom.